Hi guys, and welcome to the Cozy Nest podcast, where we strive to heal hearts while inspiring lives. So guys, how are you? Hope that you're doing amazing. For me, I'm doing fantastic, and I'm really thanking the Lord for the things He have been doing in my life. I hope that it is the same for you. For me personally, I've been feeling so okay for the last 6 months, and I hope that it is the same for you guys. And I really miss doing this, right? Didn't you miss me? I mean, it's been more or less 4 months now without shooting anything, yet I'm back. And I'm back. I promise that I'll be trying to release every episode a week or 2 a week. Nobody knows what God hold in His plans. Yet, yeah. So how are you? And I want to take this time and thank everybody, everybody who have supported me throughout this journey, who is continuing to support me. For the people who have subscribed, thank you so much. If you haven't, please do so. And for the people who doesn't follow me, please do. On Hund Merci, my social media account, and the podcast's social media, which is the Cozy Nest podcast. Anyways, let's start our episode today. Today, I want to talk about something that you and me and most of us are really struggling with, and that is nothing other than self-doubt and comparison. I mean, in this time where we have a lot of social media, we see what's going on in everybody's life. We have been being tempted to be like other people, comparing ourselves to other people. Let me give you an example. So you see, you are a normal person, a normal girl who is a college student or something like that. Yet you see another college student from I don't know where doing the vlogs, and be like, oh God, I don't have such clothes, I don't have such shoes. And that would be a reason why to compare yourself to that person. And I really want to take this time and tell you that comparison is a thief of joy. So when you compare yourself to another person, you feel like you're so less, but you're not less. It's just because the sun and moon shines in different time. The sun shines at the day, the moon shines at the night. And because the other college student doesn't have you don't have the same thing as that person, you would feel like you are less, but you're not less, sweetheart. When you sit here in your room and you see somebody, I don't know, an influencer talking about how they bought things here and there on social media, online, and feel like, oh, I don't have money to buy that. I don't understand you don't have money. And in reality, your age doesn't allow you to have that much money. I mean, I was having a conversation with my supervisor, and then he said something that back then when I was in university, I don't know, he used to study in States. He was like, I would go only out once a month, and that's the life of a student. So sometimes we tend to forget that our age doesn't allow us to have many things. We are still, where would you get money to go out every day? Well, you could, I don't know, but where would you get money to go out every day if you are a college student, a full-time college student who is trying to study only and do nothing else? You won't get the money. So it's time to understand who you are as a person, to understand where you get your money, so know that, don't compare yourself to another. I want also to talk about another thing which is called self-doubt. Because of what's going on around, or knowing who you are inside, sometimes you accomplish things yet you don't really feel like you have accomplished them. You feel like you are a fraud. You feel like at some point people will know that you're really not good at this thing as people think of. I mean, I have felt that in some ways where with my poems, I would write something and then everybody would praise it, to be like, wow, that's a really good poem. But to be honest, I would feel deep inside, I was like, but they don't know that I'm not that good. But this is time to remove that imposter syndrome, to remove the fact that you feel like you are fraud. You are not a fraud, sweetheart. Everybody feels like that. While I was doing my research, I saw that Oprah felt that too, why we all know that she's like one of the amazing people, yet everybody feels that thing of, I am not really that good. But trust me, you are really good. You are fine, sweetheart. You are fine. So I really want to take this time and tell you that when we are trying to compare ourselves to those people who are influencers, we tend to forget that there are some parts of their lives which we don't see. Like, there's some part of their lives which we don't see, things they don't show us. Do we know where they get money? We don't. Do we know where, like, what they have done to reach there? We don't. So this is time to know that as long as you have done enough, as long as you have really tried hard to do enough is enough, sweetheart, and you're really doing amazing. This is time to let go of social medias for some point. I have seen something on Valentine's Day, like where some of us didn't get like gifts or flowers or something like that, and somebody will take like a picture from somebody's like status or story on Instagram and repost it on their story and with a caption, "Thank you, my love." Sweethearts, are you for real? Like, it's not a must to get flowers on Valentine's Day. It's not a must. Like, it doesn't mean that everybody have got flowers. No, not everybody have got flowers, and it's okay. It's okay. It doesn't matter. Like, if you have a boyfriend and hasn't like got any flowers, you have your own arrangement. I don't want to talk about that, but still, like, it's okay. You don't have to do some fake things to just prove yourself to the people, because you don't have to prove any point to anybody. Like, okay, I know, like, some people did it, and it's not good. You could do better than that. Like, you don't have to compare yourself. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. Also, about the like self-doubt, sometimes you feel like things that you have achieved are only luck. Sometimes you see your fellows you are going through the same thing, yet you achieve more, yet you feel like you have accomplished more, yet why you have all done the same thing. And by doing that, you might feel like, maybe it's luck, maybe I don't know how I'm going to do that again. Like, for instance, you have done a competition, I don't know, and you won better than your friends when you knew that your peers are even better than you. And then you feel like, I don't know what I will do on the next round because this was luck. But sweetheart, this was not luck. You are capable of doing that, and you can do better than that. So I want you to take this time and think of those places where you doubt yourself, where you don't feel like you will do that because you are afraid of how people will perceive you. You're afraid that you're going to fail. You're not going to fail. You are so capable of that, and you can do better than that. So I wanted to give like a few tips here and there of how you could like improve your self-confidence and esteem. I know like social media influencers and those how do they call them, like those people who are like inspiring people online. They would say that we used to joke that one guy said that he started his chicken business with one feather, like a feather of a bird. But that's not what I'm going to talk about. I want to talk about like some things that can help you to push from like comparing yourself to another. I feel like for those people who follows me, I posted a poem about jealousy. And this is what happens when you start comparing yourself to a person. At some point, you start like, if it is a person who you are like close together, you start like getting jealous over what they have accomplished, which is not something good anyway. Because by being jealous, like you can't get what they have. In my poem, I said about how I have the way I work, which is graceful. Okay. Poetry, but the way like I work, and I chose like to try and mimic the way they work, and it's so funny because I'm so different from these people, and this was like a personal experience. I feel like I want to say that we need to stop using social media the way we use them. I know social media is like Instagram Reels, TikTok Reels are the best. I even do so myself. I really love like cooking reels and many others, but I want to say that we need to minimize the way we use social media, because by using social media we have tried to become people we are not. think about it. Like, because a certain influencer have said that I have started doing this, and now you're starting doing it, but do you really want to do it, or do you have a reason why you want to do it? I don't think that you do. I don't think that I do. But it's by comparison and using social media that much, we have changed to become people we are not. So this is time to like reduce the way we use social media, and by the things we watch and things that we see on social media, we choose which are best for our health and our mental health. In fact, something again which makes people compare themselves to others, it is validation. Sometimes in a society, because we have seen that this person is accepted in the society, we feel like we need to be like them for us to be accepted. So since we are looking that validation from people, we start comparing ourselves to those people, trying to mimic their ways which are not ours. As I have said before, the sun and the moon shine in different times. So like, you're not that person, and we love you just the way you are. I know the society will not agree with it, because society have like set many rules and standards in place. I think that we know that there are different beauty standards in society, but who said that somebody who is like this is the most beautiful? Well, you're beautiful. I really don't judge. But again, it doesn't really have to make you, if you're not like that person, have to make you do some bad decisions for you to be like that person. So I want us to stop like looking validation from other persons, but validating ourselves. I do remember there is this guy who used to have conversations here and there, and then this guy told me something. I was like, so you see, I really don't know how to speak English. I don't remember what he was telling me to do, but I think was like reciting my poem like in front of people. And then I was like, really, my English, I don't know what I really am not proud of my English. And then I was like, if you're not proud of it, go in front of a mirror like in your bathroom and start saying things, start like try to mimic the way you would be reciting that poem in front of people. I really do that a lot when I have like where I'm going and I have to present one of my poems. I would like sit in front of a mirror and be like, recite the poem. So stop seeking validation from people outside. Seek the validation from you. Go stand in the mirror and see. Okay, well, you can stand in the mirror and see you can see what you're seeing in the mirror. But again, because of what the society have put in our minds, we look in the mirror and we start criticizing ourselves, how our eyes are not beautiful as somebody else, how our mouths are not aligned in the way that lips have to align according to the society. So I want you to sit with yourself and determine who you are. Is this who I am? Like is this who I am, or what I wanted to be when I was a kid? Am I like working towards being like that, or achieving what I wanted to be like a kid? If you find out that while you were a kid you wanted to be like maybe a journalist, and now you are studying to be one, then trust me, you are in the right way. You are okay. It doesn't mean that other people who are in other careers cannot. Yeah, they're in their own ways too, but you, it doesn't matter that like the society doesn't view journalists as a good like career or something. If you feel like this is something you wanted, then I am validating you. You need to validate yourself. You are really doing amazing, and you don't have to really focus on what the society is telling you. Another thing, sometimes we focus on criticizing ourselves and we forget to improve ourselves. And I want to tell you something. If you want like that lovely shape that you want, or if you want to reduce the weight that you have, you can do that. It's okay to wish for something, and it's okay to change it. If you can change that. You can do the sports and reduce the weight, or you could go and look for a nutritionist and improve the weight if you want to become kind of bigger than you are. And it's okay, you can do that. So it's time to stop comparing yourself and start doing step by step to achieve that. Trust me, it wouldn't take that well. It would take that long. It would suck. You won't feel motivated as you are today. Yet again, it is really worth starting. So start now. Start now. Start doing the sports. Start learning that thing that you wanted to learn, because that person you're comparing yourself to have learned that thing. Start doing those things that those people you compare yourself with have. And the last thing I want to tell you that self-doubt and comparison will forever be here, because this is the society like we are living in. There are always standards that we haven't really fulfilled, so there will always be self-doubt and comparison. Yet I want to take this time and tell you that no matter what, you are you, and you are the only one who can change things. And if you don't want to change some things, it's okay. And you don't really have to be that other person for you to have some worth. Your worth is not measured according to another person. Your worth is measured to who you were yesterday and who you are today and who you want to be tomorrow. So I want you to take this time and determine who you want to be tomorrow based on what you really want, not necessarily what the society says or preaches, because at the end of the day, it's you and your heart who are going to suffer the consequences. It's you and your heart when you start changing yourself to be a person you're not, and you start going to places where you would have not gone to in the first place, and you start feeling that guilt in your heart that you are in places where you are not supposed to be. That you who will be suffering, not anybody else. So I want you to take this time and be true to yourself, and do everything you can to stay true to yourself. Self-doubt, comparison will always be there, but all you have to strive for is to be the best version of yourself, not the best version of the society. Thank you so much. At the end of this episode, I want to take this time and appreciate everybody who watched the whole episode till to the end. Thank you so much for being there, even in the times when I wasn't recording. Thank you for the support. Thank you for subscribing. In case you haven't done so, please do. And you can DM me on my social media accounts and tell me what you want me to talk about in the next episode. Thank you so much. Bye. Have a great day.